Fallon, our Defence Secretary, told the Defence Committee, I have to repeat sadly to this committee that obviously other criticism of Saudi Arabia in this Parliament is not helpful, and I'll leave it there. But we do need to do everything possible to encourage Saudi Arabia towards batch 2, i.e. towards hiring, towards buying another load of our aircraft. I believe they will commit to batch 2. How would you get past this conundrum that we have to turn the other cheek as far as Saudi is concerned, because it's thousands of jobs in Fulton?
Well, first of all, I think that quote that you've read out is a fairly unsubtle attack on me, because the biggest criticism, the biggest critic of Britain selling arms to Saudi Arabia at the moment is probably me, and obviously I think I'm right. I think that we shouldn't be selling arms to Saudi Arabia in current circumstances. I kind of feel as though it used to be that the government would at least pretend that they would at least make a nod towards human rights and international law, but it seems to me as though they've shed that veil completely. And it seems to me that there is perfectly clear prima facie evidence that our arms are being used in Yemen to kill civilians. And therefore, I don't think we should be selling arms to Saudi Arabia in current circumstances. That's our policy. And we should not be selling arms until there's a proper international independent investigation into what has happened. Looking at both sides is fine, but there seems to be, on the face of it, that the Saudis are, they're bombing agricultural lands, schools, weddings, funerals,
hospitals.
Yeah, hospitals. I mean, you have cholera stalking the country. You have the worst international, what's the phrase? The worst international crisis, is it, in the history of the United Nations? And it's a forgotten war, and we have a hand in this. I don't think that we should. They don't seem to be targeting in a way that is in furtherance of the war, but is in furtherance of cholera and in furtherance of famine and in furtherance of the slaughter of innocent people in Yemen. It's wrong, and yeah,
and the economic consequences in Lancashire.
But let me just make this clear. So if Fallon doesn't like me doing this, then tough. Because it's not my job to be supportive of the government. It's my job to hold them to account. And I will hold them to account on this, and I will be critical. Now, there are a number of countries that we sell arms to, and it seems to me that our arms industry has always been fairly lateral thinking and has been fairly creative, and they need to know that if a Labour government is elected, and if the Tories haven't by that stage stop selling arms to Yemen, to Saudi Arabia to use in Yemen, or the Saudis haven't changed their policy, we will stop selling arms to Saudi Arabia. They're on notice. They're on notice. I mean, I think that the important thing in terms of the future of Yemen, and that's really what we should be most worried about, is to stop the arms sales to Saudi, because we can't produce munitions fast enough almost to sell to Saudi. We have to stop it. We have to stop.